YouTube, it's Hex again. I'm coming back with another video. I think, this week in Witchyversity, Ember brought up the subject of astrology. And it's something that you guys don't know because I haven't really spoken to a few of you guys, or actually to any of you guys in a while, just because I've been so busy. If you want to know what I've been up to, my update video is up. Oh, and Alyssa's back. But I wanted to talk to you about astrology, and we can actually get some input from Alyssa because something she's getting more into is astrology and chakras because she has seen, the struggle being real. Mercury is now out of retrograde. For those of you that didn't know, over the last few weeks, Mercury was, I want to say from January 5th to the 25th was Mercury's retrograde for this month, and it'll be back in a few weeks' time, from my understanding. So if you guys are wondering what the hell was going on, that was it. I have a book recommendation, The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need by Joanne Martine Woolfolk. This book literally has everything. It will tell you about the signs in regards to all of the different aspects of them. It'll tell you about your love and astrology. It'll tell you all of that. It teaches you how to read charts. It teaches you how to make your own chart. I mean, it has all of your information you'll need on astrology. One thing that I get every year that I highly recommend you guys to get, if you can get your hands on a copy, is the sun sign book for each year. So this is the 2016 sun sign book, and this will go through your horoscopes for the year based on your sun sign. For love, money, and success throughout your year. And it literally helps you plan out your year. So I kind of have an idea of the coming months as to what to expect. And then it has an action table for like asking for a raise or looking for work, what days you'd have the most success in based on your sign and where the planets are going to be at. If you guys want to know more about astrology, I think I'm going to do some videos on each sign and just kind of talk a little bit about those, and that way I can have more videos to give you guys. But astrology in general, I meet a lot of people who don't believe in it, and I cannot for the life of me understand how someone can't believe in astrology. Let's ask Alyssa here. What do you think about astrology? It's complicated, isn't it?
It's complicated, but it's worth it to understand it, because once you realize what it is, you'll start to realize what an effect it has on your life.
Totally. I agree. I mean, me and Alyssa have been having some conversations over the last, God, what, couple months?
Yeah.
In regards,
longer than that.
probably longer than that, but in regards to specifically like astrology and stuff. She's had some relationship things going on. I've had some relationship things going on. We've both had work stuff going on, and it's been like ridiculous amounts of just weird nonsense, and astrology has helped us to really understand it. Not only the aspect of why it's happening universally and why the energy is flowing that way, but also how we as ourselves are to respond the way that we respond, or sometimes even how to predict what not to do or say in order to make things worse based on your sign and what's perceived of you by other people. So if you really want to delve deep into astrology, I highly recommend doing so. I think you can learn a lot about yourself, you can learn a lot about other people, you can learn a lot about the world and just the way people react to each other, and it's brought me a lot of peace with a lot of certain things, especially when it comes to like relationships and work, because I can kind of understand both bits better, and make better, more informed decisions before I act upon things. I've been using a lot of astrology to understand more so people and why the psychology of people based on their sign. It really, I mean, it's not always dead on. Like, I'm a Leo Cancer cusp, so mine tends to be from a few different places. So I have to look at all of my horoscopes for both signs in order to understand me fully. But then for someone like Alyssa, she's not a cusp, so she is pretty straightforward when it comes to that, and then I'll have to look at like her rising sign and her moon sign.
It's a Taurus.
She's a Taurus, so she's stubborn as hell. And she knows it. So if you guys aren't familiar with what your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign are, your sun sign is the position of the sun in that constellation the day that you were born, and that governs a majority of your personality and your basically the traits that your soul holds. So like I'm technically a Leo because I was born on July 23rd and the sun was in Leo on the 23rd, but because I was born at the time I was born, 22nd is the last day of Cancer. So being the first and last day of the other sign in Leo, it makes me a cusp. So that means I have traits from both. Now, your rising sign, or you might have heard it as your ascending sign, that is a complicated one. Your rising or ascending sign can be two different things in one. It can be how people perceive you based on that sign. It also can be how you want people to perceive you. Alyssa, what did we say your rising sign was? Do you remember? Because I don't remember what we said, what we found out.
Was that taught? No.
No.
I don't know.
Gemini? I don't remember. I don't remember. I can tell you guys mine. My rising sign is Sagittarius, which is fucked up because I am so not organized, and Sagittarians typically like to be somewhat organized. And so there's a lot of stuff that revolves around that. But it's all about perception, how you perceive yourself, how you want people to perceive you, how the world actually perceives you. Um, and that affects a lot of your moon sign. So your moon sign is again the sign that the moon was in the day that you were born. Your moon sign will represent your emotional aspects. So anything emotive, sometimes communication. So my moon sign is Libra. So I have very balanced aspects to that, or I crave balance in terms of my emotional life. So um, I highly recommend you guys go online and just Google your natal chart, and you can type in the time and place of your birth and find all of that information out. I will have more videos to come in regards to astrology, so stay tuned. That's all for now. We have some other things we're going to take care of, but thanks for watching, and blessed be.